Have you ever wondered about the first true pioneers of humanity? Not just beings who walked upright, but the ones who truly began to shape their world, to conquer new lands, and to harness one of nature's most powerful forces. Today, we journey back in time, nearly 2 million years, to meet the incredible species that laid the very foundation of human civilization. Homo erectus, the upright human. Forget the brutish, hunched-over stereotype you might have in your head. Homo erectus was a game-changer. Imagine a being taller and more slender than their ancestors, with a brain significantly larger, approaching the size of a modern human's. They looked more like us, walked more like us, and most importantly, they started to think more like us. Their story isn't just about survival. It's about innovation, endurance, and the dawn of what we now call culture. Homo erectus first appeared in Africa around 1.9 million years ago, evolving from earlier hominins like Homo habilis. But unlike their predecessors, they didn't stay put, driven by curiosity, climate change, or perhaps just the pursuit of migrating herds. They embarked on an unprecedented journey. They were the first hominins to leave Africa, spreading across Asia and into parts of Europe. This wasn't a casual stroll. This was an epic migration that spanned hundreds of thousands of years, a testament to their incredible adaptability. From the savannas of Africa to the forests of Indonesia and the plains of what is now Spain, Homo erectus proved that humanity was no longer confined to a single continent. So, what made them such successful travelers? A huge part of the answer lies in their hands. Homo erectus was the master artisan of the Acheulean tool industry. Their signature creation? The hand axe. Now, this might sound simple, but the Acheulean hand axe was a revolutionary piece of technology. It was a multi-tool of the Stone Age, symmetrical, teardrop-shaped, and carefully chipped from stone. It required forethought, planning, and skill to create. It wasn't just about bashing things. It was a tool for butchering large animals, digging for roots and tubers, stripping bark from trees, and perhaps even for defense. The consistency of this design across continents in over 1 million years shows something profound. The ability to transmit knowledge and skills from one generation to the next. This is the very essence of culture, but perhaps their most significant achievement, the one that truly separates them from all who came before, was the control of fire. The evidence is debated among scientists, but many sites associated with Homo erectus, dating back as far as 1.5 million years, show signs of controlled fire use. This was more than just a flickering flame. It was a revolution. Fire provided warmth, allowing them to survive in colder climates. It offered protection, keeping nocturnal predators at bay. It transformed their diet. Cooking food not only made it safer to eat and easier to chew, but it also unlocked more nutrients and energy. This extra energy could have been a crucial factor in fueling their growing brains. And just imagine the social implications. Picture a group of Homo erectus gathered around a crackling fire at night. This wasn't just a source of physical warmth, but a social hearth. It extended the day, providing time for social bonding, for sharing stories perhaps through gestures and rudimentary sounds, and for strengthening the ties that held their groups together. The fireside became the first living room, the first community center. It's here, in the flickering light, that the foundations of complex social structures were likely forged. What was their society like? By studying their fossils and the sites they inhabited, we can piece together a picture of a cooperative hunter-gatherer lifestyle. They were likely living in larger, more organized groups than their ancestors. Hunting large game, something they were clearly capable of, requires teamwork and communication. Evidence suggests they may have cared for the old and the weak. For example, the famous Dmanisi skull from Georgia belonged to an elderly individual who had lost all his teeth long before he died. For him to have survived, others in his group must have been feeding him, perhaps by processing his food. This suggests the presence of compassion and a complex social safety net, early forms of empathy that we consider uniquely human. While they didn't build cities or write epics, Homo erectus was a builder of a different kind. They built the first truly human societies. They built the tools that would be used for 1 million years. They built the knowledge base that allowed their descendants to thrive. They were the architects of our global presence, the fast to truly look over the horizon and walk towards it. The story of Homo erectus ends around 110,000 years ago in Java, Indonesia, where they made their last stand. They were eventually replaced by other hominin species, including our own, Homo sapiens. But their legacy is immeasurable. They were not a failed experiment or a simple stepping stone. They were a successful and long-lived species that fundamentally changed the course of our evolution. Every time we cook a meal, tell a story around a campfire, or feel the urge to explore a new place, we are echoing the innovations and the spirit of Homo erectus. They were the true builders of our dawn. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey back in time. If you found this as fascinating as I do, please hit that like button, subscribe for more adventures into our shared past, and let me know in the comments what you think was the greatest achievement of Homo erectus. Until next time, stay curious.